Hi, everyone, and welcome once again to Apex Academy, Halcyon City's premier educational experience for superpowered youth. Last session, a lot of drama boiled over during a competition between the young Argonauts and their rival team / roommates, the young Pantheon. Victor's was outed as the son of a legendary supervillainess. And meanwhile, Nullzone unintentionally outed another student as being something other than human. That was where we left it, more or less. So tonight, we're going to be dealing with the aftershocks from the King of the Mountain game that went too far. Because I couldn't think of a better name for what that could be called. But I did think of renaming it Mountain Monarch to be gender neutral, which I think good on me.
Sovereign of the Slopes.
That's good too. Having sufficiently patted myself on the back, why don't we introduce the team and we can dive into this week's session. Number one.
It starts with you, Bridget.
I always forget.
Okay, well, I'm going to say...
It goes Bridget, Aaron, Emrys, me.
Let's just do alphabetical. Aaron, Bridget, Dan, Emrys from now on. Because that is very, I think, more...
And Aaron will remember better than I will.
Funny story about that for later. Anyway, so guys, I am Aaron. I am playing Julius, aka Daedalus. I'm making all the fancy gadgets for us.
I'm Birdie. I play Eris, aka I play Eris, who has Discordia like riding along inside of her head with her. I'm the team's basically. I'm the team's bull and muscle, and I did impressive things last week. Even though none of them got mentioned.
And I helped.
I mean, Discordia made sure that it was a tie rather than a rout. So.
Yeah. Nope, Dan, tag, you're it.
Yeah, so I am Code Marvelous, otherwise known as, in this game, as Prometheus. I am playing a practitioner of the dark arts, and I'm playing the team's Scion, which is a reformed child of an archvillain.
And with somewhat diametrically opposed parentage, I'm Mytherion, playing Clymene, who is also known as Nullzone, and apparently the source of a lot of teams' problems. Sometimes intentionally, more often not. And my parents are actually both superheroes with diametrically opposing power sets, which left me with the ability to actively nullify powers instead.
Cruddy
Okay.
JD.
So that's the team. The drama is a lot of secrets got exposed, and now we're dealing with the fallout from that.
And plus, Eris and Clymene are just pissed at each other for entirely unrelated reasons as well.
Yeah, they can't stand the sight of each other right now.
I'm going to say that the morning after your match against the Pantheon, Victor and his roommate Raj wake up to a window repaired from the plant attacks, but now painted with eggs.
Oh man.
And when they open their door, they see that someone has written on the door in magic marker, Apex is for heroes.
Cool. I'm going to cast a spell on the ink to see if I can figure out who did it.
So how magic is this magic marker?
No, that's not the joke I was making.
But I like where your head's at.
I have a
like
magic.
where you're-
I have a magic marker, but it's literally just like a road marker.
So,
Oh, you just got really soft.
I was going to say, it's not... Is that better?
Yep.
Yes.
It's not magical, but...
Yeah, it's like Sharpie. It's like a wide, like a felt pen, something permanent that'll be hard to scrub off.
Right, and you can track it back to the pen that wrote it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I'm just gonna.
And the pen is in a common room, so it would be hard to track it beyond that.
That's fair. All right. Well, I'll magic the door. I'll clean it basically.
Show them magic marker.
Or just even in if I can't easily clean it off, I'll just turn the color of the door so it's not visible anymore.
Oh man.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, it's not it's no longer legible unless you really focus in on it. You can probably piece it together, but anyone passing by would just see a door that's kind of scuffed up and marked in places.
Is it a school day?
Yes. I'll say it's Thursday.
Okay, well, Victor, do we usually walk to class together?
Not today.
Ooh.
I'm like, I gotta go to my lab and get something.
But, well, no, like, I wanted to be able to be like, what'd you do to your door?
I changed the color.
No shit.
And then I'll go like this and wave my hand in front of it and show the graffiti, and then wave my hand back the other direction, and it turns back to being like black.
Like the color of your soul.
You're gonna give me
No,
that name,
like
right?
the color their asses are gonna be when I find them.
Right. You're gonna let me find that ass too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just gonna let you know, like, she's in your corner. She'll beat ass for you if you need her to, and then she'll let you go to your little man cave.
It's like a storage unit.
So, you look out and you see that this has been written on. If you, after doing that, go back into your room, you'll see that on your windows, letters have appeared.
What do these letters say, Simon?
They say, "No more secrets."
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll also put in a call to maintenance about the eggs.
Yeah, that's probably a...
I'm not going to be seen scrubbing eggs off my own window because that's what they want. How... Can I ask Bridget a question? Yeah, I'll ask Bridget a question. How long do you think we have actually been out from under my mother? Probably like a year or less?
I don't know. Shit, like we've already been here 6 months. We would have had to get the sponsorship somehow, would you say it would only have been like the summer before that they
Yeah,
found him?
I mean, the connection that has yet to be revealed that I have with Paragon, I didn't impress him. There's a pre-existing situation that caused him to intervene.
So he would have got us like right away.
Or pretty close to it. He wouldn't have wanted us on the street, especially not you. Who is messaging me? Hang on. But yeah.
I did once. I don't know. Not long. Like if she's still like, I don't know, long enough that she's not like crying herself to sleep anymore about her parents, but she's still messed up about it.
Yeah. The reason I ask is I wanted to make sure that if I had an older outfit from before, I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't have been like 3 or 4 years ago where that outfit would no longer fit me.
Oh no.
So I'm going to go to my storage unit and I'm going to fish out my Black Order outfit and change the lining on the inside of my jacket so that my school uniform can shapeshift into that instead.
Ooh.
Scaring me, but okay.
It's more about giving the people what they want so that they don't have any power over me.
I am whatever you say I am.
But yeah, all right, so I'll meet up with everybody. I don't want to dominate too much of
Yeah.
the scene here, but yeah, I'll go get my old uniform from when I was part of my mother's order.
So, everyone else,
Is-
what are you doing either before or during your rendezvous with your squad before you all head to homeroom together?
I don't know.
So I set up my little man in the middle filter. I guess I could check to see how that's going.
I mean, so far it's pretty good at deflecting inquiries about Victor that sort of like attack the the question from the Victor side.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone sort of makes the guess, sort of puts together, looking at it from the Hecate side, they're starting to like put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
Shit.
But you know that.
So in theory, the vast majority is getting filtered down, but some of it from people making guesses are kind of starting to get through.
We're thinking like, okay, magic.
Right.
Who are the premier magic villains?
And he did say mother. So like they're
Right.
looking for women.
So you're definitely slowing down anyone who doesn't know where to start from.
Right.
Who just
Okay.
is Clymene.
Do I have... Okay, first off, is there anything similar, like mine or anybody else, like interrupting to try to pull Ms. Mecca out of the room after she finally comes back for the night or anything to kind of keep them away from me?
To keep who away from you?
Anybody. After all, I'm apparently the great unearther. Or...
I mean, you don't know if anyone has talked to Ms. Mecca when she comes back.
Okay.
She doesn't say
Well,
anything.
All right.
Then
Well,
to suggest. Go ahead.
Altered, is there like a summons or anything waiting like attached to my door to go see the Athenian when I wake up? Because I'm kind of thinking something like that's going to happen soon.
Yeah, I think that you can all probably expect that you'll be meeting with the headmistress again.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking one more specifically for me instead of as for the team.
Is that a pun? Because she's just a bust. Sorry.
We're on fire tonight, guys.
Whether it's boom or bust.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
Come on, I'm still proud of the having her get her assistants to facepalm for her. But you have not yet been summoned to meet with the Athenian.
One big thing is I'm gonna send Paragon a text message or whatever type of message I have when I'm not just calling him directly, because I'm assuming he's busy a lot of the time. And I'm gonna let him know that I'm gonna let him know that my identity was spoiled by another student, and that I may need an extraction for their protection.
Interesting. Okay. So an extraction for their protection.
Yeah, like the more people in the school talk about my mom and start digging into her order, the more likely they are to appear, right?
Yeah, that makes sense too. So, all right, you've sent a message out to Paragon. Eris, how are you handling the fallout from all of this?
Eris is just being very quiet today. Yeah, okay, we didn't lose, but we didn't win either. And also, she's realized, Julius snapped at her, and she didn't like that at all. And she's realizing things about, where she came from and her own powers that, she thought she wanted to be rid of, but, if she could control them, maybe they're not so bad. And then on top of that, she's really starting to get an appreciation for what Clymene can do to people. And she, her mind's just all over the place. And if Victor left and went to his workshop before homeroom, she's just going to, sit in a corner and avoid the other two because she doesn't want to get into any more shit.
Okay.
Well,
Which is new and different for her, if you're noticing.
I say keeping an ear out for anyone talking shit about Victor's mom. Or,
yeah. She's ready to kick some ass about that too. Because for those that haven't been keeping up, I love Victor to death. He's my best friend. He pulled me out of that. But his mom is I don't want people to find out about me either. You know what I mean? She's protecting herself. She's protecting her friend. She doesn't want to deal with any of it. So she's just kind of moody and quiet.
Sorry.
I would say most of what you overhear is just people saying, but who, what was Kuka talking about? Who is she? What's the...
And
why is he being so... Why is he being so Kutka about it?
Uh-huh. And if she, gets in people's faces, how about you mind your own fucking business? What kind of shit is that gonna start? Maybe not fucking. Maybe she's hey, why do, obviously it's not something that should get out. How about we mind our own business? Not trying to make a thing of it, but just trying to look like a concerned friend, because people have seen her and Victor around together.
Mm-hmm. You get sort of a...
Oh, that'll be great for our relationship. Pretend like you're embarrassed of me, Eris. That's how that could be interpreted. That's how that could be interpreted, though.
How could it be interpreted as me being embarrassed by defending?
you're trying to sweep it under the rug, just kind of like how Aaron was trying to extract a confession that was seen as downplaying it. You're trying to downplay it as well, but you're sweeping it under the rug by trying to get people to not talk about it because you're embarrassed by it. That's how it could be seen. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I'm not the most socially adept person in real life, and it could be seen that way by me.
No, like, what she's going to be doing is she's going to stick up for him and say, why don't you, like, respect Victor's boundaries? Why don't you, like, people would know
So
this is her best
That's
friend.
what she thinks she's doing.
Right. People would know this is her best friend, but she doesn't want this. Okay, from someone who does have a lot of social mobility, she doesn't want to make it sound like there's more there. Because if she comes at some people like, how about you mind your fucking business? They're going to be like, oh, juicy. Let's go find it out. You know what I mean? Like, she's going to try and make sincere overtures to be like, hey, he set a boundary, respect it.
This is going to be so
Most of the
good.
students here have at least a healthy respect for the 9-foot-tall Amazonian warrior woman.
That you shapeshift
Well, she-
into.
Yeah, she's wearing the necklace.
No, but they know that you are also her, and
Yeah.
if you're saying lay off this, ...
No, but she.
They'll certainly
like I said-
wait until they're back in their rooms to Google it.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, like, if you're telling them to back off, what their response is generally going to be, oh, sorry, Eris, we didn't see you there. I know, he's on your team, he's, like, on your squad, so...
Yeah, but he's also like a human being. You know?
Have you ever met teenagers?
I have, actually.
Watch that just spark someone to say, unlike Raj, and start a whole different firestorm in the
Jesus
classroom.
Christ.
Jeez.
It's just sort of like their response is basically,
Yeah,
we didn't
we're
want to
like
upset
we're like pariah room now. Me and Raj.
we didn't want to upset you by airing dirty laundry within earshot of you. Like, they see it as, we're offending you, so we won't talk about it in front of you.
Yeah, now she's gonna get pissed. now she's going to default to being pissed because that's what she does as the bold. She's like, okay, well, I'm worried about upsetting him, so how about you let me worry about me and him, and y'all piss off.
Okay, I mean, they piss off, and they are sort of whispering to each other as they piss off.
Did myself or Climate hear any of this? Was this actually in class?
No, this is like
right?
this is like before class, because you usually all rendezvous before you head over there together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, funny story, I would probably wind up meeting you, and it would only be us, because Eris is off sulking until she starts meeting with other people, and Victor is going to its storage unit, and I'm going to ask you pretty much, what happened last night after I left? I missed pretty much everything, and out of character, I'm the only person who doesn't know the identity of Dan's mom or Eris's relationship with him as being saved, because I missed that conversation.
I love it. I love watching it go over Aaron's face. My life depends on how I answer this question.
That's not exactly what was going through my head, but now that you say it that way, thanks. No,
I told you some pretty sensitive shit, Julia.
yeah, I know. Well, I kind of yelled at Kuthka, or Dustin, or Kuthka. Which name would you know him by? Probably Kuthka. I yelled at Dustin about, dragging Victor's mom into the fight, and he said he wouldn't do it again. And I think that's about as close as we're going to get to an apology from it.
Well, good. He's an asshole.
Clearly, but I do have to roommate with him still, so I can't piss him off too much.
I'll say that, it is
I told Vic-
metaphysically documentable that he is an asshat.
Yes. I told Victor about it, and he didn't seem too happy that he regretted bringing his mom into the discussion. So,
Of course, here comes the $1 million question. I got to put it to you point blank. So did Victor say who his mom was?
not outright, no.
Look at that lie of omission.
Oh God, do I
Um,
still have mine?
And you know what? I'm going to trust you on it because I think it'll be funnier if it comes out later.
You're not going to press any harder than that?
Well, I mean, he told me you didn't say who his mom was. So, and he kind of told me what happened. I figure maybe he's being evasive because my other teammate, whom I still at least respect, wants it to remain evasive. Because while we haven't interacted directly, I do still have a respect for you.
And if you can't trust your team, I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure they'll tell me everything because I should be their trusted teammate as well. I should let them do it, not dig around behind their backs.
Yeah, it's not my place to go spreading it. So,
No, that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say to your character, okay, fair enough. He should probably be the one to tell me since obviously he knows. He should be the one to tell me as he's a teammate too.
Okay. So, do any of the other of you meet up before it's time for class?
not explicitly.
Okay.
yeah, no, I mean, I would come in. I would come in a huff and wait. I don't know if Victor comes back.
Aaron and I probably arrive at the normal time. You would arrive whenever you arrive, and Dan would probably saunter in late after he gets his whole ritual to change his clothes.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, I'll probably come in with basically the smallest amount of time to spare that I could, with still making sure I arrived on time, because I don't want to just be sitting in class for a prolonged period waiting for it to start.
It's like you're
Yeah.
pulling out your chair as the bell is going off.
Exactly.
Okay.
Is Raj in class?
No.
Oh, man.
Unless I misspoke, Simon, on what
No, you were correct.
interactions we had with him.
Raj is not in class. At the end of the last session, Raj had warned that he might be sometime. Without elaborating further.
All right, so I'm in class. What happens when I walk in?
I mean, you're in homeroom tomorrow night. Basically begins the class by announcing to everyone that the Argonauts have been summoned to the Athenians' office.
Yeah. Ooh.
Of course we have.
And that's what people say. People say ooh, maybe one or two clap.
Ooh.
Bastards.
Well, Kuthka's going to be one of them, of course.
Yeah, he is. He does it with a smarmy grin on his face.
I'm just gonna make dead straight eye contact with him, and I'm gonna be like, "Enjoy your lunch later," and walk out.
Lunch.
I kind of want to try to.
I didn't actually do anything. I just want him to be nervous all day.
I'm glad that you thought to clarify that, because Eris would definitely look at you
No. Like, I just want him to be nervous.
No. I want to use my empathy on the way out to see if anybody sticks out as particularly glad that we're being summoned, aside from Kuthka. Or can I just not tell because there's so many people in one place without focusing and thus not going to the Athenian's office?
I mean, the overwhelming emotion you pick up is concern and confusion.
Okay.
Not
Fair enough.
confusion as to sort of like necessarily why you're being summoned, but more or less confusion at like what is happening. Like this has been a pretty dramatic 24 hours by anyone's standards.
Well, because I'm assuming that anybody else who's in a similar situation to me in the school is completely not known. The vast majority of people here are either they are the first person in their family to manifest metahuman powers, or they are the descendants of probably retired or practicing heroes, people who are existing metahumans.
There's legacies.
Right. There's probably a bunch of legacies, and then everybody else is just like the first person in their family to have powers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not a lot of children of supervillains at this school. Alright. I guess we're going to the office. What's my locker look like, by the way?
You tell me.
No.
Oh.
Like, did it get defaced?
Yeah.
Sorry. Misinterpreted you there. Since it is like a residential school, I had not really thought about there being lockers, honestly.
Oh, yeah, that I guess
I
that
figured-
makes... that makes more sense. Yeah. But yeah, principal's office, I guess. You guys all notice, I already sent this in a private message to Bridget, but I'm wearing like a necklace around my neck with like a piece of sacred geometry on it, which you've never seen before, and I'm also wearing 2 rings that look like they're made out of stone that are snakes biting their own tails. One is black, the other is red.
Ouroboros.
On that note, to rewind a little bit after you clarify, like as we're walking out, I didn't do anything to it. I just wanted to be nervous. Like Eris is going to point to one of the rings and be like, "You're kind of making me nervous."
It's just a precaution.
So, as we're walking to the principal's office, I'm going to direct a question at you, Victor. I'm going to say, since I kind of missed anything after the field last night, is there anything you want to tell me before the meeting starts?
No, it'll probably all be covered there, I guess. I mean, you all are gonna get a bunch of shit that you don't deserve because of your association with me. So if you want to ask to be moved on to another team, I'll understand.
Why would I do that? So far, you've done one of the most legit heroic things that we've done, that any of the classes here has done by saving Minnie.
Well, there's a lot of people who think that people like me don't deserve second chances, and anything that we do is just to put one over, right? That we're always biding our time.
Well, a lot of people are wrong.
Well,
Oh.
hopefully you continue to feel that way.
I'm going to say you arrive in the sort of office area, and one of the various staffers, Janice, who's like
Janus, like U.S., or Janice, like the normal name?
the normal ICE.
Okay.
Jan, I'll say, no, I won't. I was going to say Jan Ice, who has like frost powers, but no, it's just Janice.
First thing I thought of was Judge Dredd in the frickin' cloning project. Sorry.
Who was like, oh, the Athenian will see you presently.
Okay. We walk in, I guess. Or at least
she'll see you presently. Not right now.
They have added, Simon, I'm so mad. Everything about me as an editor is so mad that they have added a second definition to presently to mean right now.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I'm dead fucking serious. I'm so mad. Man,
No, this actually is like a...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry
Pour
to be
one out for grammar and usage, because presently means soon, not currently.
Yes.
Immediately.
I know. I'm on your side, brother.
Well, it's like when they decided that literally also means figuratively.
Ugh.
And that flammable and inflammable mean the exact same thing, despite in usually meaning the opposite in every other situation.
Yeah, but anyway,
Hey,
I'll take a seat. I'm assuming there's like a bench up against a wall here.
Yeah, there are seats to sit. I was going to say that like this would give any of you a chance to like hash out any other stuff you want to deal with while you are waiting.
If Calamity wants me to reveal who my mom is, he's gonna have to pierce the mask. That's not a no roll scenario.
Do I want to, is the thing. Because you said it's probably about to all come out, and you weren't willing to do it on your own. And I do respect you, so I don't know if I will or not.
That's my private business.
Mm-hmm.
Eris
Well-
will not sit down.
I'm going to ask Eris, not quite so Victor can hear. Basically, motion to Victor: is he okay?
No.
What's with the? I assume you've changed your entire outfit.
No, I'm still in the school uniform. You don't know that I've made my costume, changed my costume yet.
All right.
Because remember, when I use my costume, it's that the lining of my school blazer expands and takes over.
I misunderstood.
Yeah, I'm not here in like black metal makeup at school.
I thought you said you were wearing a necklace though, a bracelet.
I'm wearing 2 rings that the rest of the party besides Birdie have never seen, or Eris have never seen, and I'm wearing like a really complicated like sacred geometry pendant made out of some metal that Daedalus doesn't recognize.
Oh God, you had to tell him that. Look at his face. Now he wants to analyze it.
This is why
Of course I do.
This is why I said it.
He's looking for some new background to put up.
No, I'm not. Not yet.
Called out.
Oh, out of character, the 3 people that are not Birdie know what sacred geometry is, right?
It's what you have tattooed on your arm, right?
No, kind of. Sacred
Kind of.
geometry specifically refers to like the complicated magic circles that were meant to be associated with demonology and stuff during the Middle Ages.
I didn't realize it had that specific connotation.
Yeah, but like those really complicated magic circles that animes like to use.
Yep.
Yep.
I googled it. I'm good. I'm going to follow up with like, do we need to be worried?
Not for me.
Not talking to you, talking to Eris.
I love the points, even though I'm at like the opposite corner of my screen from you.
Yeah. Well, you're there for me.
I don't know. She's just looking at you like you're crazy because, like, wouldn't you be not okay if you got like? Well, I don't know if you can relate to this as a straight guy, but yeah, it's a pretty upsetting situation. So I mean, like,
But yeah,
it's a hard question to answer because she doesn't want to she doesn't want to out him further. Like, she's not going to tell you to be worried. Like, no, don't you worry about him at all. I got him.
Well, I think one of the other big things is he is very angry, but he's also still not a bad person. But he is also like definitely concerned that his cover has been blown. Not the cover where like people in the school thought he was a normal student, but that very powerful people are going to be coming for him now because
out of character, I understand that, but Julius does
Doesn't.
not.
Right. Because
Right, which
I'm
is
like,
what I'm
scary,
trying to
scary
probe for
people
here.
are going to get here soon, and won't that be great for my school reputation?
And the only thing I'm going to add to Eris's last statement is, you're not in this alone. We are a team. We can all help.
I just stopped liking you a week ago.
I'm thinking about snarking in from the back, assuming it's wanted.
Ugh.
Because we are still pissed at each other.
Ugh. Not helping.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's all I'm gonna.
As a complete aside, the worst part of playing this game is being someone who does appreciate angst, and like somebody will say a good line, and I want to come at it like an editor or a consumer instead of the person playing and be like, "Oh, that's good." But yeah.
Yeah.
And I will mention too, as an aside, I'll mention to Eris that I think that the necklace really suits her and looks nice, and I appreciate her using it.
Appreciate you making it. I appreciate that it works.
Yeah.
I knew it did something.
So, sorry, you were saying something?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that I pull a longer chain out from under my dress shirt, and it has the other half of the heart on it.
Are you wearing a heart on your thing right now?
No, this is my shield. I've been wearing this for like 7 years. Where have you been?
But I thought it looked like a
Not
tooth.
under your shirt. Sorry,
I
darling.
also thought it looked like a heart.
It's
Right,
it's like,
that's
I
what
think
scared me. I've seen the shield before.
I think that was partly suggestion because you were talking about a heart necklace as you pulled out something that was vaguely
Heart shaped.
And plus, my
yeah. This is a silver it's like in the shape of just like a heater shield.
yeah, I've seen your shield before. I just because my glasses downstairs in the bathroom, and I don't wear contacts, so right now I can't see past the end of my nose.
Yeah, that and
I'm sorry. Just I've seen your shield before, Dan.
yeah. I mean, well, Bridget knows because it's that, and then I have another item that's a piece of sympathetic magic that Kara made for me.
Yeah. Not like I've seen his sword, guys.
I mean, anytime, Bridget, you just let me know.
But
Anyway,
anyway,
where's the anyway button?
You know the
Yeah.
Athenian is probably getting about ready to see you all. So
Man, I'm just like, let's wipe the slate clean. Star wipe. Let's go.
so
the Athenian.
The Athenian.
the Athenian sees you come in and says, Argonauts, what is it that I should do with you?
Graduate us early. And then he goes like this.
Terrible. Man, oh man.
Well,
I'm gonna cross my arms and like glare daggers at the back of Clymene's head, cause I didn't do shit.
I'm gonna believe. I know exactly how I'm gonna respond to this.
okay.
No, I mean, so she's gonna say, "What should I do with you?" What's her follow up? I know what it's gonna do when she starts.
Yeah,
questioning
usually
me.
that's a rhetorical question. She probably wasn't anticipating that I would actually curtly answer her.
I'm going to try and talk over Victor, be like, Headmistress, we didn't mean to cause issues with Raj.
I'm certain that that is true.
Do you know who did intend to cause problems, though? Dustin. Dustin intended to cause a problem.
And he said he regretted doing that.
Time is match.
Oh,
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Also, apparently bad ones too.
Hey, who's stepping up to defend Dustin? Interesting.
I'm just
Yeah.
not trying to cause
Hey,
more issues.
Funny how it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to make the correct decision in the first place, huh? It's way easier. Puts the burden on the other person to be cool. But I'm not going to be cool about it, Julius.
And I don't expect you to be. I just want you to understand that he understands
I
that
don't
it was
think-
a mistake.
I don't think he does, but he will. It's okay.
I'm gonna kick the leg
And-
of your chair, Victor, because cheese it with the threats.
It's not a threat. He'll understand as the situation that he's caused evolves. He'll realize how big of a deal it was, but that won't matter.
And what is it? What is it that you intend, or what is it that you believe will clarify these issues,
So,
Mr. Azoros? Yeah,
What?
she's doing Mr. Azoros.
Wow.
Shit.
Well, Mr. Azoros is my dad. But
Jesus Christ, dude.
no. He doesn't actually say that. He's gonna say, I took my mom's prize weapon that she had been working on for decades. When the chatterboxes in this school keep searching and digging to find out more, they're gonna come here. And they're going to come looking for me, and they're going to come looking for the weapon. And then while I'm confident that the faculty can handle members of the Black Order, I don't think that they can handle them without collateral damage to the student body. And that's when Dustin will realize what he did.
Are you saying then that your continued presence here poses a danger to the student body?
Absolutely.
So, at the risk of repeating myself, Argonauts, what shall I do with you?
Well, I'm going to recommend that you replace me on the team with another student. I'm assuming you have a long waiting list.
I don't think any of us wants that, Victor.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's the only way that the three of you are going to be safe, is if I'm not here.
The nature of what we're learning to be isn't safe.
If your mom is as bad, who I still don't know who she is, by the way, thanks, is as bad as all that, our association with you here will presumably be worth taking out to clean everything up. So we're no more safer after you leave than while you're here. I'd rather you stay.
Well, what does the Athenian think?
Well, we have I am of two minds.
Oh, I have such a good joke, but I'm not going to say it because... God.
Hold the out of character. Hold the out of character commentary for a moment.
She's of two minds.
I do believe that your mother is a threat, and her forces certainly might endanger the school. But I also would prefer that, well, I believe that all would truly be lost if she had you as an ally.
Victor would never do that.
Oh, you're gonna jump up and say that before I have a chance to say it?
I'm not gonna jump up. I mean, I'm not gonna jump up, but yeah, that's what Eris would say.
Paragon endorsed your admittance to this academy because he thought you had great potential, and because he thought that if that potential were not steered in an appropriate direction, that the only other influence in your life was Hecate.
Well,
And that influence would be very difficult to counter without the support of a team and an institution that believed in you.
My eyes
Do
are kind
you-
of growing to the size of dinner plates.
do you believe in me, the Athenian? Because I'd like to know if you're keeping me here as some sort of hedge, and you're not anticipating that I'll be successful in this endeavor.
Well,
Or is it more that you and the other heroes want to keep an eye on me in case I become a problem?
we organize young heroes into squads because it is in a team setting that they have the opportunity to become their best selves. And so I defer to your teammates. If they believe in you, I will trust their judgment, as I trusted Paragon's judgment when he recommended your admission. Argonauts,
No, before she's done even finished talking, I'm going to go, this is just like Uncle Polar. No, he stays. He stays.
Without a doubt, Victor is a valuable and worthy member of this team. He shouldn't go anywhere.
Where Victor goes, I go. And that's all there is to it. I'm assuming that she knows, they know my origin too. Like Eris is super pissed right now.
Clymene, I did not realize that you were acquainted with Polar Flow.
Yeah. Back when I was in 3rd grade, my parents joined the Omnimentals with him. I was actually right about my 10th or my 13th birthday party when Hecate came and killed him. Put me in the hospital for 3 months with the shockwave.
As you're recanting this story, Victor just visually winces, visibly winces and cringes, basically listening to this story.
Yeah.
I recall Polar Flow's heroism against the Firebrand.
Yeah, and of course, you know that he used to be Giga Glacier before that. He's not the only one I've known to defect out of Hecate's ranks, and if Victor's got the strength of character just like Uncle Polar did, then sending him away is the worst decision I could make to leave his side. Takes a lot of steel to come out of that, and that's exactly the type of steel I want to sharpen on.
Well then. Mr. Azuros,
Yes.
the only question that remains is how you will bear up under the scrutiny of your classmates.
Don't worry, boss.
You
We've
mean
got plenty of bearing.
you mean the people who are not currently in this room? I assume, headmistress.
Correct. Should others come to resent your presence,
I've been hated before. That doesn't bother me. But if people endanger myself or my team or innocent people because of their issue with me or my mother, then I'm going to take whatever steps are necessary to make the most people safe.
I, of course, respect.
And if anybody attacks me, I will use non-lethal force in my own defense. I won't be bullied.
I, of course, respect a utilitarian criteria of seeking the greatest good and the greatest safety for the greatest number. And I respect your desire for privacy and autonomy, which brings us to the other outstanding issue. Our student Raj Baz departed campus at 3 a.m. last night. We, at the present time, are unaware of his present location. Clymene, though I believe that your role in exposing him was unintentional, we have yet to see whether Raj will be returning to our ranks. If you, as a team, are united, desire to protect Victor's privacy, how is it that you intend to make recompense for exposing another student in this way?
First, I have a very, very sincere question for you, Athenian. Why did you not take steps to prevent this? I see this as the faculty's fault right now. that Raj is gone.
Oh, oh,
Mm,
spicy.
please do continue.
Certainly. 1. Raj's identity is a secret. Thus, I didn't know it. 2. My power is nullification. You guys know that. 3. This was a set of exercises where the uses of powers were almost mandated. They were encouraged, especially to gain strategic advantages. 4. You put Raj and I into a game where his alternate powers of flight were a significant strategic advantage. 5. You did not tell Raj or me anything about this. You set us up to have this happen. You put Raj in a situation where the most logical course of action involved me nullifying whatever was on him he was trying to use, not knowing. This isn't on us. This is on you. You guys didn't anticipate this. You guys didn't protect this. This is not our fault. We're the students. You're the teachers. You're supposed to foresee this stuff. This is your fault.
Clearly, he can't control his own emotions.
Are any of the rest of you going to sort of
said that.
going to
No, I'm pretty out of it.
indulge or distance yourselves from?
I'm not going to
From the
distance
state.
myself from him, but I'm just kind of out of it.
Or like, yeah.
I'm mostly just kind of stunned that came out of Climate.
Yeah, it's like, look, I break all the rules all the time. I have fun with it. I didn't do anything wrong this time. I'm not going to be tarred and feathered for something I did do. I do enough that I deserve it for anyway. This is not part of it.
And Eris admires him for being worried about Raj. They put Raj in a bad position. Like, she admires him saying that, but like she's not gonna. So he has had time to think about this. He had a bullet pointed list. He's smarter than her. She's not saying anything.
Shamash was admitted on the recommendation of the Wanderer. The Wanderer
He gets around.
quite. The Wanderer, as you know, is on leave, or has been on leave, having been injured in their confrontation with KT. The Wanderer was the only member of the faculty aware of Raj's status.
The only, like, you didn't know either?
I trust the judgment of my faculty members. They keep confidence. The privacy of our students. And as you all know, each of you have enjoy the privacy and security of being able to speak to your advisors in a candid way.
So he was here by himself? Like, building off of something that Clymene said, like, if...
What exactly is it you want us to do, headmistress?
This is not about a requirement. This is about you as a group demonstrating a willingness and an inclination to help a fellow student.
I think it's safe to say that none of us have any beef with Raj, and I think any of us would come to his aid if he needed it. I mean, if he was
Right.
here, we could ask
He
him.
spoke to me, and he said that there was matters that he needed to take care of with his own people. I think it is best that we probably, unless you are concerned that he is in imminent danger, we give him some space, give him a couple of days, and if he doesn't turn back up, then we'll start looking for him. But a big part of respecting him is respecting his autonomy and his ability to make decisions.
Is the Wanderer conscious, or could we go talk to him in the hospital? Building on what Victor said, if we need to go, if there's no word and we need to go find his people to find him, the Oracle might be a good place to start.
The Wanderer's consciousness is still reconstituting itself. The battle with KT was extremely harrowing. And the Wanderer is only lucid for brief stretches of time. We hope that they will return to the faculty in full health by the end of the semester.
Okay, so I stand by what I said. Raj is capable. Unless you think he's in some imminent danger, I think we should respect his decision and his need for privacy. What the sensational focus is on me, but what was revealed about him is much more significant and can lead to a much more lasting scorn from his fellow students. So I think it's best we give him a little bit of time. Unless, as I said, Headmistress, you feel that he's in imminent danger.
I have contacted a number of psychics to make contact with the Wanderer's consciousness until such time that they are ready to speak for themselves. And it is our fervent hope, of course, that Raj or Shamash is well equipped to deal with whatever challenges the future might hold.
I'd say, should any challenges arise that he wants to come back or has the option to come back and can't take it without action on our part, to use an imperfect metaphor, if I pulled the trigger, you put a loaded gun in my hands. We expect the full advisement and cooperation of the faculty
I'm back.
to undo this, because you're at least as much as at fault as I am.
Clymene, you truly retain the capacity to surprise even one such as myself.
Well, don't lose your head over it.
Jesus.
Someone once told me, if you're going to be a jerk with a heart of gold, make sure you've got the heart of gold.
Even I'm like, that's a bit pretentious to say about yourself.
Oh, I'm a jerk. I'm working on the Heart of Gold part.
Someone
Point
once
is-
told me that the world was going to roll me.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Especially
Well-
since you're just ahead. All right. And on that note, we're gonna say you don't have to worry about me hurting anybody, headmistress. But I think if you have any magical defenses inherent to the school, you should have an expert look at them and strengthen them.
Guardian Shugosha is doing so as we speak.
That's probably for the best.
And though disciplinary matters are held, of course, confidentially, I want you to know that your team is not being singled out. Mr. Palmer will also be meeting with me later today, and he has much to answer for.
Well, hopefully he won't have more to answer for as time goes on.
That reminds me, I do have a question. Ms. Mecca, Priya, and Kuthka no longer have a teammate, and as we are all roommates, I'm rather curious as to what's going to happen to them for the next match. They're down a member.
Well, they will either compete under strength with their team as it exists, or they will forfeit the match.
Can I volunteer as long as it's not on the same day as our match? It is equally my fault. As I said before, you gave me a loaded gun, I pulled the trigger. An imperfect metaphor, but I did directly take the action. We've already had our match. There's no conflict of interest. I'll volunteer. I'll try to do something to make it up to the other two.
Damn.
Very well.
Assuming
If you wish,
they'll
if you
have
wish
me.
to tax your abilities in that way, if you believe that you can fulfill responsibilities to your own team and to the Pantheon, that is, of course, your prerogative. But
Well, hopefully their game is after ours.
Mm-hmm.
Can it be rescheduled to be after ours?
I don't think.
yeah, she's definitely narrowing her eyes at that request, saying, "Do not test the limits of my generosity, lest you find them wanting."
Okay.
All right, shall we head back to class?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's pretty much done orating. And by the time the meeting is done, homeroom is pretty much over. So, you know, you're have some time to chat with people during passing period, or do work on your own projects or the group project, or, however it is that you wish to spend that time.
So, I'll probably, I'm assuming just because of previous narrative beats, that Eris is staying very close to me, so during that period of time between classes, I might be like, hang on, I gotta step outside and take a call, and then I'm gonna step outside of the school and call Sonadora and let her know what's going on.
Okay.
I'm just kind of chat it out with her.
Damn, I love you.
Why?
Because I had the thought that if I had free time, I was going to check in with Sonadora through the mental link she gave me. Shit.
While we're walking back to the classes from the Athenians' office, I'm probably just going to kind of go up to you on the opposite side of Discordia. I'm just going to kind of put my hand on your shoulder, Victor, and be like, dude, this is rough, but I want you to know I'm going to have your back here.
Thanks. I appreciate that. But I've been through worse. People in this school are soft compared to the people I used to associate with. I'll be just fine.
But we are here for you, so let us know how I'm going to kind of gesture to everybody, can help get through this.
Absolutely, it'll be great. The big thing is the biggest thing we have to be concerned about is, and this is like Victor in tactician like mode, is like somebody is going to decide that the best way to stake a reputation here at the school is going to be by picking a fight with me, right? So that they can show that they can beat a big tough villain, big tough bad guy, right? In this very controlled setting where they're not actually really in danger. My biggest concern is that if that person does it, that they're going to cause either collateral damage or they're going to force me to hurt them to defend myself. That is my biggest concern right now, because then if I am forced to defend myself, basically anything that I do to defend myself looks extremely bad. Right? And can be and can be spun as me attacking them or what have you. So that's my biggest concern right now.
Keep your calm on and we'll come running.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a great side effect to all this, though.
What's that?
I don't have to waste energy using illusions to mask what my magic looks like.
I guess that's fair.
And he snaps his fingers, and I snap my fingers, and in my hand is like a little baby version of like the like tentacle that I use to like throw myself around or to like grab objects, but instead of like the purple and black, it's like this very like gross looking, like swirling, like dark energy, just kind of like wrapped around his hand. I was making it look more like what they would imagine magic to look like than what it actually looks like. But now that people know that I'm creepy, I can be creepy.
No?
But do you have to be?
Well, just Heroes is as Heroes does. And right now, our team has done among the most heroic things. That doesn't get faked.
Yeah, I mean,
It's true.
Everything is on a continuing basis, right? There's no point in which your card is punched. It's an ongoing process.
So
So as Victor Hold on, I got one
Go
more
ahead.
thing. As Victor goes outside to make his phone call, I'm going to elbow Climby and go like, the headmistress, she's hard-headed.
Good.
Oh, what is my life that I am the one covering my face?
I'm just remembering. Oh, I'm
Uh,
the only one that doesn't know you're the weapon.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure Daedalus doesn't know either, right?
No, she told him
didn't-
at the end of last session.
Daedalus can put 1 and 2 together to get 3 based
Well-
off what she told.
So all she said was that she broke out. That he
That-
broke her out.
I
That he
said
got you out. Yes.
I chose my words carefully. I said weapon, not person, not.
Mhm.
All right. Let me
Also,
say this.
I
Daedalus
am-
has a suspicion, but it's unfounded and probably won't act on it.
Yeah, but anyway,
He
are you gonna
he
spy
also
on
said
me,
15
Eris,
years.
while I'm making this telephone call or not?
No, I'm gonna check in with Son. I'm gonna try to check in. We're friends. I'm going to respect your privacy. I don't like that you're dating her, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna eavesdrop.
Okay.
When you eavesdrop, you find out things that you don't want to know anyway. So I'm gonna try and check in with her with my own mental link and see if she says anything about I'm on the phone with Victor. I'm not gonna eavesdrop on you. I'm gonna use my other channels.
You're going to go through the back channels?
What does she say, Simon?
Well, you sort of project your consciousness into this cloudy astral plane, but you don't see her face sort of emerge from the clouds the way that it usually does.
She usually does. Okay, well, there's my answer.
You know, she's sort of it takes a lot of concentration to
hmm Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna follow him. I'm just gonna still be leaning against the door and waiting for him to come back inside.
Okay. You know, and the conversation, like her response to these revelations, is sympathetic. Sort of, that sounds awful. You know, that sort of. That someone would try to undermine you in that way by exposing family bonds, by being Kuska, you know. No, she's definitely sympathetic and is like, look, if you ever need to get away from it, you know, you can always come to the west side.
Is everybody, for point of reference, how many people here in this game have seen either the original or the unlimited version of the Hellsing anime?
Original.
I imagine that the true visuals of Victor's magic would look a lot like when Alucard expands his body or manipulates the shape of his body, like that dark red and black with eyes and inhuman body shapes inside of it.
Yeah. When the other vampire is screaming about how he's a monster.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
But less that part because that's kind of corny and more just like the way that the magic looks.
Cool.
And like, not for the whole time, but I'm going to ask Ms. Mecca or Priya, whichever I come across first, if they can gather the team and either what's left of their team, and I'm going to kind of wince as I say that for their benefit, and meet with me either at lunch or after classes, but before they go back to their dorm.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
if they don't want to listen to me because they view me as responsible or culpable rather, then that's one thing. But I am at least going to offer.
You run into Ms. Mecca and you're like, all right, I'll get the team together. You know, we have a lot of training to do. If we're going to be ready for this next competition. So, if you want to come by before that, fine.
Sure.
Well, and soon enough, that time rolls around, and
Alrighty. Well,
the three of them are there, waiting to hear what you've got to tell them.
alrighty. Well, exactly how much fault and how much wrong there is up in the air. I did use my powers in the action that revealed Raj and made your team down one. So, as kind of a goodwill attempt at an apology, I want to volunteer to be a fourth person of your team during your last match. I mean, it won't be against us, so there won't be any there won't be any problems with me being two places at the same time, and it'll at least be a fourth warm body, even if I'm not training with you guys the whole time.
Well, we'll have to coordinate how to fit your particular abilities into our strategy, but that is a very generous offer.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to keep the peace. A lot happened between our teams, and well, there's enemies out there. We're all training to be heroes in here. We should make sure we're acting like it and being friends with each other. Corny, maybe. Good soundbite, yes.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm going to turn to Ms. Mecca. I'm going to go, you know where to find me.
She rolls her optics at you.
Like, I've got this giant shit-eating grin on my face when I say it. I know I'm saying something dumb but funny.
Well, I guess it's a matter of opinion. But okay. The rest of y'all?
I don't have anything more interesting or funny than trying to call Senator Door at the same time, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna like go looking for a fight. I'm just gonna go about my business at school. So
I might go looking for a fight. Simon, if you put one in front of me, like, I will punch somebody, just so you know.
Yeah, I think after this morning, most people, when they see you, they kind of shut up and are like, we'll talk later.
You're fine by me as long as people aren't talking about it. As long as I can't find it, I can't find it, right?
Yeah. So they definitely are quiet around you.
It's okay, I wasn't here to make friends or anything.
So what happens at lunch?
Mostly that a lot of, well, mostly you guys are all avoided.
I'm gonna go back over to where Dustin's sitting and be like, "How was your lunch? Was it good? Like I said."
He he will try to be intimidating by, you know,
Damn cat.
drawing together shadows.
Oh, so scary. We're
that's
being
just me.
intimidated, Victor.
I didn't hear any of that because I had to get up because Baldur was pulling stuff off the shelf.
Oh, cats.
Stop it.
So
Like,
I didn't hear any of his response. You're gonna have to repeat it.
Oh, I say like he just tries to be intimidating by sort of gathering shadows around himself and doing shadow stuff.
Oh, that's really that's so scary. I can do that too, and I just like stretch out my shadow behind me like super big.
You do that thing that you posted to the Discord.
Basically.
Just yours or like all four of it? Well,
No, just me.
yours or yours and mine?
Just me.
Because I'm with you.
Laura, come here. Will you just let me snuggle you instead of causing havoc to get my attention? Cats are terrible and no one should own them.
I agree.
Yeah.
Dogs have owners, cats have staff.
I can see my angel right now. She's sitting on the downstairs computer chair.
Yeah, now he's purring so super loud because I'm just holding him.
Squish that cat.
He was just a giant attention sponge when I visited. I loved it.
Yeah, you want him? I'd like to get a full night's sleep. But no, yeah. So I'm gonna be intimidating. One of the other big things is Victor is very angry at the situation, but he's also angry that somebody he considers completely insignificant and more or less powerless is the person who's causing him all this problems, because like shadow manipulation is something that's like child's play for a magician.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even though he can do more than Victor can. That's not what I'm saying. But like he considers like what he has as a power like a parlor trick.
Yeah, it's limited. It's sort of
It would be like if you only had one spell.
I had a thought while we were in the Athenians office, and I completely forgot it, but I should have been saying it like right immediately after that, but it would probably happen now at lunch. If the whole team is together, like it should be said in front of the whole team, but it's only going to be directed at Victor. But it's probably laying in more breadcrumbs for Julius. But she's pissed on your behalf, and she's going to be saying, like, they know what happened. What is she talking about? It'd be hard to get out from under your mother's influence. Like, you already did that. The influence has already been taken care of. Like, you already saw through all of her shit.
Ooh, but Eris, I could be a spy. It could all be a ruse, don't you know? I'm here
Yeah.
to find out their terrible, poorly organized secrets of superhero training.
I know you're saying it in jest, Victor, but you say that too loud, people are really going to start believing you.
Well,
Yeah, because we're that fucking crafty.
I'm very tricksy, don't you know?
It's more like
Julius?
people are that fucking stupid. Just think of how dumb the average person is, and then remember half of them are even dumber.
Yeah, and remember, it doesn't. A genius IQ isn't required to be born a metahuman. So.
Well, no, the
how-
punchline, she's like throwing in all behind you. She has every faith in you. She's completely, like, she has every faith that you are not under your mother's influence, which is like, she doesn't see you that way. That's all.
Great. That's fantastic. How does Dustin react?
Both to that and to my offer of help, he might have a different reaction than the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so although we did it in one order, lunch happens before your meeting, so, you know, essentially at lunch, he seems frustrated and sort of flummoxed by the fact that he sort of like played his one big card
And didn't get
Like-
much for it?
Yeah.
like he's played his one big card and he's sort of like, you know, he has some fancy shadow tricks, but it not really doesn't seem to be getting inside your head as much as he wants it to.
Yeah.
So he's
It's like
grumpy.
Everybody seems like they're grumpy right now.
It's sort of a grumpy time.
Yeah.
So essentially, when you go and offer your services to the team, Priya and Ms. Mecca are like, wow, man, thank you. Dustin sort of lashes out with,
No, don't eat it.
you expect us to believe that you're going to help us?
that is the point of coming over and offering. Yes, as I said, we're all heroes here, or trained to become them. All of us.
I'm not there for this, right?
No.
No.
Because I'd be like, except for Dustin, he's training to be a carnival magician.
I mean, he basically was like, quite.
Yeah.
All of
Comms
us,
are great, aren't they?
all of us here right now certainly are training to be heroes.
Oh, so you're trying to say Raj isn't trying to be a hero? Because he's not here to help your team? Low blow. And then I'm going to turn and walk away.
It's-
Have you ever seen old peanut strips where there's just sort of a black cloud above someone's head? It's
Yeah.
that, but literally.
I bet he did not see that coming.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, I don't know that. I think we've covered a lot of the major bases, so unless there are other scenes that you guys wanted to play out, we can come back next week and do the finals of the tournament. dodgeball against the Next Templars.
I had one more idea, but it wasn't really related to the Fallout. It was something else.
If you've got downtime stuff or end of session moves, we can go through those.
So, roughly how much time is it between now and the formal?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
About 2 weeks? Yeah, okay.
So we have next week's session anyway, and then the formal.
All right, so if we're getting close to wrapping it up, then I want to go ahead and drop this bomb before we wrap up then.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
I bet.
So, I'm going to, at some point throughout the day, ask Eris if she has a minute to talk.
Me?
Yes, you.
Sure.
Away from the other guys. I don't want them to hear what I got to ask you.
Jesus. Victor, you good?
I'm great.
Asshole. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's step away.
So, like, you're good friends with Priya, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
Do you know if anyone's asked her to the dance yet?
Yeah, oh no.
Okay. So here's the thing. Let me talk to her.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Somebody was going to ask me, and I didn't want them to, so I told them that Priya had. And we talked about it, and let me just make sure the coast is clear, and she hasn't
Paula
arranged
pulled the
anything.
Wi-Fi cable out of the router to disconnect the internet. We were not broadcasting for the last 30 to 40 seconds. I can't hear anyone.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
We
Hello?
can hear you. Yes.
Can you hear us?
I'm going to hit him up in the Discord.
I'm seeing people waving on Twitch.
There we go. All right, we're back.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so all I said was, like, what did I say? I said I need her for the first half hour of the night to sell the bit, and I'm going to go make sure that the coast is clear, that she hasn't arranged anything for herself after that first half hour. I'm not going to tell her that you're going to ask. I'm just going to make sure the coast is clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's adorable. What do I do? I have meta knowledge. Okay.
So, I'm going to say, are there any other... Before you go and ask her, I'm going to ask if there are any other end of session moves, because that's going to be what we're going to close out on, is you asking her, because I have something for that.
We're going to
Alright.
close out on what?
End of
On
session moves.
you talking to Priya and clearing the coast. So I'm asking if anyone else has end of session moves.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
I'm good.
yeah.
Good.
I would off screen. We could do this in the Discord. I would probably spend some of the downtime over the weekend talking with Checkpoint, because we have our training session, and I want to talk with her about a couple things. But we can do that off screen.
Okay. And anyone else gonna shift labels or grow closer or? And Clymene did a big sort of stand and deliver dramatic speech.
Yeah.
I know, that was really cool of him.
I was actually thinking about growing closer to Victor because of the thing in my past. Like, I knew someone else who defected and got killed for it, so I'm feeling him in a much more positive light because he's come out as well. So that's what I was planning to do.
Okay.
And so, since Victor has influence over me, he can shift my labels if he wants, and I was going to mark a potential for growing closer to the team.
I think your mundane should go up and your superior should go down.
Very well. So, for those of you on Twitch keeping track, I have now 0 freak, 0 danger, 1 savior, 1 superior, and 3 mundane.
So, you're maximum mundane.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I am.
So then, when you get back to your room, Eris, you find that Priya is sitting on her bed with her laptop open in front of her, and she is sobbing.
What? Oh no. I don't know what to do with a crying girl.
Turn big? I don't...
I mean, not a bit.
What?
Okay. No.
Ask her to turn into a cat and pet her.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh.
too fucking gay
Oh.
for this. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be like, what happened? And I'm gonna bring the tissue box over and like sit down next to her.
She's just pointing at the screen.
What's
Cover...
on?
What's that?
What's on? I'm gonna like take it from her.
It's open to a Tumblr page. furfantasy.tumblr.com.
Cool.
And
Simon.
it's creep shots. It's creep shots of her.
Oh my god.
And you're like, what am I gonna... Can you help me with this? I can't tell my team.
Yes, I can help you with it. I know someone who can help you with it. Damn it, and I have to set it up.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll introduce you to a guy. You don't have anybody. Look, before I tell you this though, this guy isn't like the most physical, so you don't have anybody waiting in the wings that's gonna like jump out because you're talking to another guy, right?
No,
Like, I mean anybody, like even anybody that's asked you to dance or anything.
what? No one is. No one's asked me.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like, I don't want anybody to come at this guy because he's a sweetheart and he's skinny. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna bring her down to the lab.
So,
And like as I come in the door, I'm going to come in. I'm going to be like, wait until let me check if he's here. And I'm going to poke my head in the door and like eyes huge, be like, be cool.
What?
Like that's all the warning you get too. And I'm going to bring her in, and I'm going to bring like will she let me bring her laptop downstairs?
yeah, she trusts you.
Okay. I'm going to hand you the laptop and say, you are sworn to secrecy. Fix it.
Is she with you?
Yeah.
She's with you.
Right.
I'm gonna say, like, before we sort of like start following this trail, that's something that thinking more for next week. But once you had sort of taken her aside, it was like, you know what? I had this scenario set up, and this was just I could like
Too good to let go.
this is too good an opening.
I can't believe that happened.
See, I figured I was just putting a good hook out there for next week, and you had to take it to the nth level.
Woo.
You want a girl? One's gonna fall into your lap, man. Ugh.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to have a good organic way to draw you in, or who was going to draw in. It was going to be sort of, or it was going to be like Thelma and Louise girls' trip sort of revenge fight. But you know,
Oh, that'll happen. That can happen as much as you want, but we have to scrub the pictures first.
Potter, stop.
And I
So-
know a guy that does computer stuff. Like, I had to.
so we'll figure that out
Next week.
next week. But thank you
Sweet.
for giving me a perfect setup for bringing in Priya's subplot.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, well, why don't we call it a night and say that from all of us here at Apex Academy to all of you out there,
We'll see you
thanks
next
for
time.
watching.
See you guys.
Ta.
Bye.